Hi, this is Sarah from Align with Sarah. Welcome to this video. Welcome to this channel where I offer simple lessons for micro changes because I do really feel like that's where macro success comes from. Today, I want to talk about old energy, um, and kind of this concept of like when you know, and when you think you don't really know, but we have these lessons that arrive and give us this opportunity to check in with where we are on in our belief system, in our mindset. I am a firm believer that we're constantly manifesting, which is attracting and creating all these things in our life. I feel like there is a mindset, a belief system, there's behaviors and habits, expectations that allow these spaces of successes or challenges in our life. And I think they're all there for us to engage in, to find our purpose, to test us to see how much we want this thing or that thing, and also connect us to what is flowing and what feels really difficult. And there's always that opportunity of exploring. And so recently I had this crazy experience um, where I engaged in old energy to the point of like I could almost hear my voice coming out of someone else. And it was like all I could do, I checked in with my heart, like literally put my hands on my heart. And I was like, there's no room for this in my life anymore. This doesn't fit. This is kind of like going right next to, is not entering my zone whatsoever. And it was this energy that I used to have about this comfort zone that included me being small. I'm not a small person. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I take up a lot of space. I have some big structure to me. Um, but I was small in a way that I was afraid to stand up and say I'm important. I had lots of things in my life that reinforced that because I was resonating with that energy. But this old energy of being small and how that was safe and how that was okay and how that's going to serve me eventually, and um, that was coming at me. Uh, I was reminded of when I was focused on very unproductive things. I was reminded of separating my passion, what I feel like is my purpose, and separating that from income and success. So, way back when, I, I was really kind of emanating these things, thinking that they would just like go away on their own. I became involved with a coach. Krista Martin is her name, and I paid to have like this whole day with her where we planned out things, we talked about everything. I'm looking at my folder that I got together. I'm actually gonna take it out right now because I keep it right here. I keep it right here to look at, to refer to be reminded about being big, about how I can be healthy, wealthy, and wise. That was one of the things where I felt like I had to like choose these things, one or the other. I had to give up one. I had to like take away from this and that. Um, well, I started working with Krista. We had this whole day together. We had done several things before and after, but the day I spent with her, she was like, "You're not doing that anymore. You need to stop believing that." And there was nowhere to hide because it was me and her. There was no one else, me and her. Um, and I remember how uncomfortable I was But I had found this safe place to be uncomfortable with. And I found this person that believed in me as much as there was this like spark inside my heart that I believed in myself. I couldn't find that spark. And connecting with somebody that believed in that, somebody that had been down the road of, she calls it on the struggle bus, and um, deciding one day, like that's not for me. I'm not doing that anymore. My family needs me, my community needs me, and most importantly, I need me. I need to show up. I need to be big and brave and bold. I need to be the thing. I need to emit this love that I have, this passion that I have for empowering people's health and helping them understand what is fundamentally off energetically in their system that potentially is creating limiting beliefs, dysfunction of organs, struggle in life. And when I was interacting with this old energy, this other part of me that felt so, I'm going to just say grown up, it felt so big and uh, reminded me this is not my energy anymore. And I know where I begin, and I know where other people's energy can come into my space. Um, and it is only when they care about the change as much or more than I do. I can't care more about someone's health than they do. I can't care about someone's success more than they do. I can't care about it. My energy can't drive your change. My passion, my success, uh, my living that change, living my beliefs, having alignment with those things, that can inspire, that can motivate, that can, spark some hope, like that can bring up that feeling of like, oh, like there is this little spark inside of me that feels like this should be different. This should be easier. And maybe I should find somebody that knows how to build on this spark, knows how to engage these things that are just, off just a little bit, the little gears, the energy, the flow, the what is this thought in the back of my mind that is creating this outcome? What are these habits that are creating this outcome? And when we become open to the spectrum of there is something else. People do have success. People are rich and nice and healthy and contribute to their community. These, what's your belief system around that aspect of your life as far as relationships, money? I feel like I'm kind of bouncing around here a little bit, but there will be a moment where you feel the spark, and then there will be a lot of growth and the suffering can end because there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is someone guiding you to the light, someone pointing out the light, somebody that's like laying out the pathway of this is how you get to the light. This is why you deserve the light. And when we're in that, it's not that it's, easy street. There is engagement that we have to make. There's habits that we have to change, but that that struggle, when it's productive, when it has an outcome that we can reach for, when we have an outcome that we're connected to, it changes suffering that's untethered to anything. That's just this waste of energy and complaining and victimhood, where it's everybody else's fault. We can gather energy back into us, into our own purpose, into our own uh, path to success when we become accountable. And we say, yeah, I might have to work really hard. These are the things that work for me. I'm going to engage in those. I'm going to notice these things. I'm going to reach out to people that know it, that have been there, that have done that. that can give me leadership that I need. And I'm going to, you know, contribute to my self-care, my self-worth, my self-value. I'm going to show up for me. And that goes a long way. And it's this really amazing experience when we're engaging in old energy and it's like, why? why? Why doesn't this fit anymore? Oh yeah, because I've worked so hard to change that. I have my mind is on a different place. My body is in a different place. My spirit, my prana, the chi flow, my belief systems, where it feels very rewarding. And um, I will say that like that concept of struggle bus uh, is something that Krista Martin talks about. And I literally had like this visual of this struggle bus on this like bumpy road, dirt road, going up a mountain, and like it was like, oh, and I'm like on my highway in my truck. I love my truck. It's older, but I love my truck. Uh, and you know, kind of, my favorite song comes on. You know, my phone is ringing, but I'm driving, so it'll wait because I'm important. Where it was this like other feeling of like, I love being here, and I want more people to feel this. I also almost had like a visual, like feeling her energy. I can almost like feel her energy right now. She's like, in her little suit jacket, and I don't know why it's like blue in my mind. It's this light color blue, and she's got her arms folded, and she's kind of like, "I told you so. I knew you could do it. Keep going. It's great." Oh my gosh, I'm feeling emotional. But when we engage in these things, like even years ago, I feel like I worked with her in 2018. That's a long time ago. Lessons are still resonating with me, still resonating with me. I still bring every moment of that time that I had with her into my moment now, because when you have the right teacher, those lessons just continue to flow and they become your basics. And wherever you are on your path, you come back to basics, you're going to learn something else. You're going to reconnect, you're going to realign, you're going to remember, find more success, celebrate the change, um, and have that opportunity of connecting to that old energy and just be like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. So thanks for letting me celebrate my success and share that lesson. I do believe very strongly in the energies that when they're aligned, uh, they create that difference between suffering and struggle and acceptance, surrender. I encourage you to please check out my website and connect with one-on-one services that I offer. I have the privilege of having expanded my practice, so I offer classes in a classroom. Myself and other teachers come in to just contribute to our community's need, desire for wellness services, direction, guidance. And we have all kinds of cool stuff on the schedule for May. And of course, upcoming things in June and July, summer programming for July and August. There's lots of stuff. So please keep your eye on the website, alignwithsarah.com. Thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you again very soon.